Rizal, the national hero of the Philippines. Hi, I'm Justin Rean Montajes from PT1A. In this video, I'll be talking about Rizal, his influences, and my Rizal of the 21st century. First of all, who is Jose Rizal? Well, Jose Rizal is the national hero of the Philippines. He wrote his literatures that encouraged the Filipino revolutionaries all around the Philippines with his ideas and gave them fuel to fight for independence against Spain. The Philippines gained their independence 2 years after his death. He also traveled around the world and met many people. During his travels, he learned about 22 languages. The languages are Spanish, French, Latin, Greek, German, Portuguese, Italian, English, Dutch, Japanese, Arabic, Swedish, Russian, Chinese, Catalan, Hebrew, and Sanskrit. He also knows the local languages Malay, Chavacano, Visayan, Ilocano, and Subanon. He also published the renowned Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo. And this is only the surface level about Rizal. So let's talk about the museum I'll be going to. The museum I'll be going to is named the Rizal Memorial Library and Museum, located in Osmeña Boulevard, Cebu City. The museum is dedicated to the national hero Jose Rizal, and the museum in the second floor is mainly about the history of Cebu and his struggle during the reign of the Spanish from 1565 to 1898. The library in the first floor of the building is bustling with students from schools all around Cebu studying and learning. The library also has a lot of Rizaliana books. The library was inaugurated in December 30, 1939, which is why it has the name of the national hero to honor him. During the World War II, the building was utilized by the Japanese Imperial Army as their headquarters, and because of that, the building was put through many bombings by the American forces during the end of World War II. After the war, it took many years to rebuild the building, and because of the bombing, it lost many books. The United States Information Service donated books and references to rebuild its collection, though the original books were so damaged that it cannot be repairable anymore. To this day, even after having its original books destroyed, the establishment is still bustling with students, tourists, enthusiasts, and many more. During Rizal's time, it wasn't only the Philippines that was colonized and oppressed by the Spanish. Other regions that the Spanish colonized are Latin America, Africa, and parts of Asia. And each got their independence from Spain, but not all at once. Some had gotten their independence very early and some had to wait a long time. But due to this colonization, all of the colonized regions has some intersecting parts of their culture, and the people of the colonized regions bonded over those intersecting parts of their culture. Next, let's interview my Rizal in the 21st century, aka my older brother who's an expert about Rizology 101. Can you please introduce yourself?
I'm Justin Rean B and I'm an expert of Rizology.
Okay, first question. Who is Rizal and why is he a big part of Rizology 101?
So Jose Rizal is the national hero in the Philippines. He became a national hero because of his literature, his ideas, and his action for the oppressed people of the Philippines. He's a big part of Rizology 101 because of his travels all around the world. And if you don't know, he has massive reach during his travels all around the world and got at least 9 girlfriends.
Okay, next question. Why is Rizal still relevant to this day?
He's still relevant to this day because of his literature and ideas that gave the revolution and the people the fuel to fight against the Spain and gave us Filipinos the independence that we deserve after less than 2 years after his death. Even to this day, his works are still really amazing to read and to take inspiration from.
Third question. Why is Rizal a great person to look up to?
He is a great inspiration for the younger generation because he showed that having a thirst for knowledge, compassion, and hard work to achieve their dreams, and it is only possible if they focus on their objectives, even in difficult conditions. And after that, they will reap the fruits of their labor.
Okay, fourth question. What qualities should a young Filipino should have that Rizal has?
So the qualities that a young Filipino should have is that they should be open-minded and be passionate about what you really want, and also be courageous, fight for what is right, and lastly, have a massive dream.
Okay, last question. Can you provide us with some words for the younger generation?
So first is faith. Anchor your life in faith, trusting that the Lord has a purpose for you and is with you every step of the way. Next is love. Embrace and share the unconditional love that the Lord showers upon you. Let love the driving force behind your action and relationship. Next is forgiveness. Learn the transformative power of forgiveness, mirroring the divine mercy of our Savior. Forgive others as the Lord forgives you. Next is compassion. Walk in the footsteps of Jesus, showing the compassion and empathy toward those in need. Your act of kindness reflects the heart of Savior. So next is service. Follow the example of Jesus, who came not to be served but to be served. Look for opportunities to serve others selflessly and with love. That's all. I'm Justin Rean, and I'm an expert of zoology.
And that was my brother. Sorry for having a lot of jokes there. Anyways, to me, he is my Rizal because he is a family-oriented, religious, and kind older brother. Just like Rizal, he always takes care of the family first, even if it harms him. And because of that characteristic, I always say that he's the embodiment of Rizal. Rizal is a big inspiration for me. When I was in high school, I was very carefree and never had ambitions or goals for myself. And the only thing that I loved doing was reading books. When I was in the local library looking for something to read, I came across one of Rizal's work, No Limitangere. When I first read that novel, I was captivated by it. During this time, I only knew that Jose Rizal was just the national hero and nothing else. After that, I searched him up and learned more about him. I even learned about the injustices that they had to suffer during that time. After that, I discovered what I wanted to do for my future, and that is to pursue a medical degree just like him. And I told myself to be proud about my heritage as a Filipino. Even to this day, Rizal's work and ideals still inspire a lot of contemporary artists and writers. He even had songs about him and his unwavering patriotism. Yes, there are many historical figures and sources that has a lot of influence, but to us Filipinos, he's just one of a kind. He's our Rizal. Even to this day, Rizal's work and ideals still well and alive even in the 21st century. His works still continue to influence the Philippines' identity and culture to this day. Just like him, we Filipinos are still very patriotic about our country after many, many centuries. So be proud of being Filipino. Be proud of who you are and appreciate your own version of Rizal, for they helped you grow as a person. And lastly, always remember to appreciate our national hero, Jose Rizal, for what he has done for this country. Because without him, we cannot proudly call ourselves Filipinos.